see. So we should be online. Yeah, on YouTube at least. And let's see Twitch. Yeah. Hello everyone. It's been quite a while since I did any stream. So I had to remember how to run my script to simulcast with Twitch and YouTube. So yeah. I was quite busy, but I still wanted to do something for Macintosh, so I thought, well, I started like modeling this, which some of you might know is the plate that's retaining the battery on the Macintosh Portable, basically, and this thing enables the battery, so if you don't have this, you can't turn the machine on, because it requires a working battery and the plate. And I do already have a start of a model here in OpenSCAD, of course, and I need the other mouse here. Yeah. So I started modeling the main plate here with a tweak on the labeling, because the this part on the original is a sticker label, but well, it's just a symbol here, but we can just go away from 3D printing and just engrave it instead of having to print a separate label. But well, if anyone wants to actually make a proper label, you can just disable it here. Oh dear, it seems that my window is clipped here. Why is that? Why is that? Yeah. Oh, it might actually not be the case. I think I did something in OBS and it's not there. Oh, okay, yeah. I was wondering because in my OBS preview the sides of the screens are clipped, but that's because I told it to zoom in, and so of course I was missing the label here. So in most of my models, what I do is I try to model as close as as possible as to the original. Except when there's really no point in modeling something, like it's obvious it's a molding feature or whatever, but yeah, like the two holes in there, and I need to switch the scenes. I mean, like there's two holes in there that serves absolutely no purpose, so that's something I will skip, but usually I want to model the part as close as possible to the original, in case someday I want to do it in resin or whatever. But yeah, when you are using FDM printing, there are some stuff that are really either not feasible because it's too small or too fragile, or requires support, and sometimes, like if it's just something that was required back then for the modeling, the molding, we can skip that or make something different that is thicker or larger or whatever. So usually the first thing I do is I define this variable, which is called optimize FDM, and that you can toggle in the customizer view here. Can I zoom? Oh no. Yeah, that's only for the editor. Anyway, basically that lists most of the variables, the global variables, and you can actually change the values here. So here, for example, the label here, for the original model, there's something around the label here, but if I just tell it to optimize for FDM, well, instead it's a groove, and then there's the same symbol that appears on the label that's just engraved inside the model. So when we print it over the bend here, it would just leave the holes here, and we won't need a label at all. So yeah, it makes things simpler. I probably won't finish tonight because well, other people are streaming tonight, and also I'm a bit tired, so I would try to see maybe 1 hour or something, and then I will wrap up. But yeah, so basically this thing, there's a plate here with something inside that's a little bit thicker, so that I have. There are some prongs here that get inserted when you slide the plate back, and then there are some clips here that I will probably don't do tonight because they're a bit complex, and I want to make them possibly as a separate part that will be soldered, well, melted inside, because it goes underneath the main surface here. So yeah, I think I will do it in separate parts. But these things here, there are similar stuff on the upper level that's not here on the model yet, just with separate dimensions. So I think the first thing to do is to make a module out of this shape, so I can reuse that. Oh, hello, Matt Bell. So basically this is like one cube and another thing with some scaling. This thing I modeled like vertically, and then I rotated it here. So if you right click on the on something in the preview in OpenSCAD, you can basically see the stack of coals. So the last operation is this here, so that's what's creating this feature. So if I had the hash symbol before and I save, it will just show it in red to make it obvious what it is. So basically that's the first part, and that's the other part, which is just another linear extrude here. I can zoom it a bit, maybe that's too much. Linear extrude with some scaling, so it's narrower on the top of a square, because all rectangles in OpenSCAD are just squares with a different scale. Yeah, so basically I have this block here, which is rotated on the side and translated at several places. So there's a dx variable here, and I just made a for loop with some indices, and that's just the offsets over the side here. So I will just copy that, or well, cut it, and yeah, I could just call it like prong for now. And in the well, I can define the module either outside here or at the beginning of the main module. It should work as well. So basically module prong. Oh, I could run screen key. Not sure if it's really that useful. So basically I'm defining a module here with, yeah, it's not this inside and this inside, and the basically it's not aligned properly. Basically a block in OpenSCAD is by default, well, it's just an implicit union, so it's the same as doing that union, but that's yeah, implicit. So if I save, we still have the same features here. So and then because the other ones are a little different, they are shorter and yeah, not the same size basically. I will just instead of hard coding the values here, I will just pass them as parameters to the module. So basically we can do like base equals, and I'll just cut that, Control X, and here, because I know it's different on the other ones, and length equals well, basically it's like 5.5 plus 0.6, let's say 6.1 default value. So here I have the base as well, and then I can do like length minus 0.6, and this one is unchanged, so it will just use the length as reference, and we'll just subtract the part that's narrower, and also I need to change this, because if this is shorter, then this one will not be touching. So also this here. So yeah, translates, takes a vector of x, y, z. Yeah, so that should be unchanged. And then I can use this later on with other values. Oh, there are 2 viewers on YouTube. Hi everyone. So yeah, actually I can drop that because it's the only statement. So since this is just an additive feature, I mean there's no hole inside or around, yeah, I can just put it anywhere. I just might put this here as, yeah, to do, and with an empty list, and yeah, like the see, I've set like +10 or something, but yeah, maybe if I can do well, I can at least measure one and see. Like so yeah, it's this here, but then there are these here which are shorter. It's not the easiest way, but yeah, 356, 340, yeah, 350, that should be okay. So it's like 3.5, and the base, well, basically 545, yeah, by it's always hard to measure there. There's another option here. I can measure the total here. Actually, I can do yeah, I can do this. If I just go, yeah, as deep as possible in the hole here, and then I zero out, and of course it moved. So I need to try, and maybe if I hold it there. Yeah, but not too bad. And then on this side here, so basically my the length from this face to the side is 0. So if I measure this, basically I have the width here that I can't easily measure. So this tells me it's like 2.4, 35, let's say. 35 is 35, and I said it's, I need to zero again. 545. So 545 to 35. I think yeah, okay. So it's floating for now, but yeah, you see it's shorter here, and yeah. So basically, I have the same shape, but just reused with some different values here. So I can use this later. Yeah, I could try this here this clip, so now what I could try to do, yeah, this part here, so it's a little depressed inside here, and there's a cut around, and then there's a cylinder here basically, so we need to measure the diameter here. It's about 2 millimeters, and I'd say it's like the center is like touching this face here. Yeah. So since this involves cutting into the matter and adding stuff, I think I will like define another module with an extra parameter to tell it which stuff I want to do with it. Like either it's the volumes I want to add, or the volumes I want to remove. Oops. How will I name this? Spring 1. Like there's, well, this one is for the battery spring. Yeah, for the 9-volt battery. Yeah, let's say spring 1. Actually, oh yeah, I already started on this, I think. Yes, this one. Yeah, I already started this. And with a typo, spring clip. Yeah, let's go with that. I can move that. Well, I'm not so sure it's easier to read with the modules inside, so maybe I just move them all outside here. Yeah. It's not like it's something that will be reused as a library or something, so let's go with the simple stuff. Yeah, so there I will list all the positions, the offsets on the x-axis for each of them, and then I define the module spring clip with sub equals false. So basically, if I want to subtract it from the main volume, I will pass through here. So yeah, if subtract, then okay. So for the additive case, basically it's just like, as I said, a cylinder, except it's 2 as a diameter, and the height is at least 5. Yeah, I measure 495, but well, let's say 5, and we'll just remove stuff around it, so it will be a bit shorter, but yeah, that's okay. I'm not sure how to there's always a big question with 3D stuff, is what's the origin? And yeah, I think I'll just yeah, center from the center of this cylinder, so I'll just build things around it. It'll just be a little more complex to position it there, but yeah. So basically that's it, except I need to well, let's just use this the top plane as reference. So the translate is basically a knob, and I could try, well, fix me, it's just so I have like things to try. So the idea here is that there's a huge difference block here with a large union of stuff that add matter, and then we subtract other things. So on this block that's ends here, I will just call this module here with translate tx 0. I think there's yeah, I need to check the z position, but yeah, for now I'll just use that. And of course I have like 2 of these, so for tx equals this list, translate, and yeah, of course, oh yeah, the 0 is here, so it's more something like and I think it's not even exactly the same metric, so yeah, else I can just do something simpler, but so there it adds a cylinder here, but then I want to cut around here, and for that I will want to do something when sub equals true, so that's the branch here. Checking to see if anyone is asking questions in the chat, but yeah, okay. So yeah, basically for something like this, which is quite round, it's a bit like what a CNC would do, or CNC router. So I just use like the hull primitive with the circles and extrude this. Sometimes there are like 2 or 3 ways to do things in OpenSCAD. Like I could use the hull of cylinders, or a hull of an extrusion of circles, or yeah, whatever. But usually there's no difference in the outcome. It depends on what you want to do, and yeah. Here there's at least 3 cuts, one along the cylinder and one on each side, and then if I want to measure this, I really need to make shortcuts for the views in OBS, but yeah. So here I want to measure not just the total length here, because that's easy, but since I know it's done with circles, it's simpler for me to just position circles on their center. So I want the center dimension, center difference, but then if I do this, well, it's not exactly what I want. And again, an easy way to do that is to actually measure the diameter of the circle, zero out, and then measure the either the total, well, the total length of the thing here, which says 19.66. Well, yeah, 19.5 should be enough. And then, since they are all the same diameter visibly, I can do this as well, like here, and it says like 7.1. Yeah. So if I go back to screen here, so vertically I have this and that. So for on each side I will position a circle here that I translate on x with gx, which is either 1 or minus 1, times 7.1, but the half of that, because it's each of them is halfway from the center. On y I want to move that like basically the center is the center of the cylinder here, so I want to move that here, and then also by the radius of the feature itself. And this is 2 and the other one is 2, so basically I want to shift that by 2, and I leave the well, there's no z-axis because it's a 2D feature here. I need to copy that on the difference. Well, where is that? What? Oh, that's the union. Okay. Then I can do it just under there. So basically that block is the large union, so we just added the cylinder here, and then we'll remove matter from the module, sub equals true, and of course, yeah, it won't work because the it's way too high, but at least it's there, and I fix the z offset later. So there, that's the this part here, and then there's like one on each side. This hell I don't need. Yeah, I usually like to indent stuff like with for loops and things like that. Basically I can just copy that, so this one is done. And then I will do a loop, but for yeah, I need another loop outside here this one is over the x-axis and this one will be y, and this I will keep, and the 2 which direction is y here? Okay, I can do like 0 and minus dy times Okay, so that gives us this here. If I where's the hash? Okay, that I can remove. So that's okay. So that's the 4 circles here. If I go up once, what is that? Interesting. Doesn't work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the preview is a bit wonky, and yeah, it should work here, but yeah, whatever. I don't really need any translate here. It's a no up. But yeah, basically that's the cuts that will go inside here. So 0. It must be something like what's the surface of that? Line extrude 4, and it's translated by 1. So the top of this is 5. And actually 0. Yeah. I better use the same translation for both and just offset this inside here. -5 or yeah, just yeah. Again, if it was for a library, I would probably do something more well, different, but yeah. Yeah, so it's not the right position, and it interferes with these features I already did because I just added cylinders inside here. But yeah, but basically that's it with the well, there's like a ramp here, but yeah. Now I could try to position this properly. I could reference like this here. So yeah, I just zero it out, because if you do some silly stuff measuring and then you forget, it's not the same. Yeah, I can measure this or this. I think this one is easier from there or there. Yeah, from there. Let's see that. 42.6. So I need to go up there, but then that's the center, so I need to remove 1 for the cylinder diameter here. because that's the point, but it's this one I position, and then that's from this part. Translate here. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of stuff already here. What else do I have? Oh, this one. Yeah, this one. Translate. Yeah, I could use this. Because it's the same as, yeah, but then I need to measure it again. So there will be a -1 here, but this is wrong. Plus, if I leave this here, it goes, oh dear. Okay, and then so then I need to measure this from here. 51.5. So plus 51.5. Here. Okay, that looks like it. And then on the sides, there I have like 7.6, and then 7.7. Well, actually it's not, yeah, it's not exactly centered, but yeah, 7.7. Yeah, it's not exactly centered, but I could go like all right, the bounding box is here, so yeah, I could go this thing like B-box. B-box is the shorthand for bounding box. It's basically the size of the box that holds all of the model. Usually I start measuring this, and then I just draw it like with a color transparent box or something, so I can see later if the model still fits inside, like if I didn't make a huge mistake or something. And it also helps positioning things. Yeah, b-box.y divided by 2 and like 7.6. But yeah, I could just as well go like, oh, it's symmetrical. Yeah, I think I would just go with the ideal model inside instead, because it's already complex enough. So and yeah, just pair that, and there it would just do both at once. Yeah, same here. So that's a nice trick of doing symmetric stuff. You can just enumerate from like -1, 0, 1 or something, and then you only have one thing to change here. Let's see. I think I'm missing one. Why is that? Oh, okay. I need to drop all that. So yeah, it told me here that there were like warnings and stuff like that, so it just didn't render anything for the preview. Okay, so at least it seems positioned, but no. Like, oh right, the 7.6, it's not the proper measurement. That's from the border here, but we're positioning the center. So it's this one here. So from this I need to remove like 2 divided by 2, which is the well, actually just 2. That's the length of the gap here, so the diameter of the cylinder, and then half of this here, which is not exactly 5 but 4.45, I think. Let's measure that quick. Well, 5, yeah. And I need to do that on the other line here. Okay, yeah, it's more centered. It's probably about the same center as this feature, but yeah, whatever. Okay, I will try to add the slant here, and I will just condition that for FDM, because, well, it's just with PLA I think it won't really matter, and it will just avoid having to use supports here. Well, I don't know. It's not so much as having to add supports, it's about having to remove supports if you print them. But yeah. So in there, in the sub part here, this is not aligned. I will remove like a cube or something. Yeah, let's try that. Let's do it this way. So yeah, let's say on X7 it's about like 20 on Y, and this is like 4, 5. Let's say 5 for simplicity. I will just center it. Yeah, dear. So that's the cube. It's centered on well, the center of the rest, but then I need to position this, so the completion doesn't work with the hash symbol, but translate 0 on X, and keep this centered, on Y, let's say 20 divided by 2, and on Z, it's like 5 minus 5 minus 5, closing parentheses here, and I forgot the hash. Okay, so wrong way here, minus, yeah, it's not yet that. Okay, well, actually, if I want to before I will rotate it, so I want to have it flush with the surface here, so I want to go down 5 and then half of 5, but that's not exactly 5, that's 4 here, so that's about it, and then that's a bit too much on there, so 2, yeah, okay, and now actually I can rotate this before. The order of the transformations are important here, because if I say like 10 degrees on the x-axis here, after I translate it, it will also always rotate around the origin. So if you translate first, then it does this. If you rotate before translating, because it goes from there to the rotate and then the translation, it does this, which is a little different. And that's, I think, a bit too much. So let's say like 5 degrees here. Yeah, maybe 3 or something, and then I will just add like +1. Okay, I want it to just barely touch here. There are shortcuts like Control 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for like top, down, left, right views. Like if I say 0.5, yeah, here I see a little gap here, so I mean it's just starting to touch, and if I just remove the hash mark here, it should, yeah, it looks quite good, except the preview is wonky, but yeah, if I just try to render, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm still undecided if I want to keep this or for FDM or not. In that case, I could just do an if optimize FDM. If not optimize FDM, then it will just drop it. If you go to the customizer, it will just add or remove the feature depending on what you want to render. I'll probably just try printing it without first, and yeah, like if I see it's too stiff or something, I will just remove the if statement here, because you'll definitely need some support for other things like this. So yeah. Oh well, there's still a lot to do. But yeah, should be getting there. Oh, hi, Doug. Yeah, so okay, he's asking in French, so I will answer in French. Donc le but c'est de modéliser. Alors si j'arrive à changer de scène, de modéliser ceci, qui est la plaque qui retient la grosse batterie au plomb dans le Macintosh Portable, avec ça qui appuie sur un interrupteur pour activer la batterie, et donc si on n'a pas cette plaque là, on ne peut pas démarrer la machine. Voilà, et puis il y a d'autres choses, il y a plein de trucs pour que ça tienne. Ça c'est pour appuyer sur la petite batterie de 9 volts qui maintient l'horloge. Et voilà, et je sais que certaines personnes n'ont plus cette pièce, donc je me suis dit que j'allais la modéliser. Yeah, so I can, well, let's do it in English as well. So basically this is a part for the Macintosh Portable that retains the main lead acid battery and the 9-volt battery as well for the clock. And this thing here pushes a switch which activates the battery. So if you don't have this, you can't power the machine on, because you need a working battery, because it needs more amperage than what the power supply gives. So even with a working power supply, you actually need the battery to start up, else you actually risk destroying the machine, so don't do this. And yeah, and then some people actually lose this, so yeah, it might actually end up on like maybe jcm-1.com one day. Yeah. So I think that's about it for like tonight. Yeah, there's some more stuff here. It's not that hard. Like the holes here are basically for the molds, because it's a molded plastic part, and yeah, it's so the molds don't have moving parts. They can just basically you have like only two halves instead of having a third part that goes there and whatnot. So yeah, we can probably skip it for the FDM printed part, but it's, yeah, it's kind of funky. And then there's a little, not exactly 90 degrees angle here, so I'm basically I can show this. I took a picture. Usually for things like that I use flatbed scanner, but yeah, screen. So yeah, I just took a picture on the side, and like in Inkscape you can import the picture and you can draw lines around it, and yeah, and you can, there's a measurement tool here, and it says it's like about 88.3 or something, so it's not 90 degrees but like 2 degrees apart. So yeah. Alright, that's yeah, I think that's about it for tonight, because I'm a bit tired and I have a lot of stuff to do, but yeah, I wanted to do something because I haven't streamed for quite a while. And then well, for people on YouTube, you might want to check out Trina's stream, because Trina is streaming tonight. So I'll paste the link in the chat here. And for French-speaking people, you can actually go see Virtual Labs, who is doing some fun stuff as well. He's doing some badge hacking for Le Hack, which is a security computer security conference. So yeah, I think we'll just raid him. But if you want to have a look here, so yeah, I'm not even sure how to do a red in Twitch. I think it's just like on IRC red. Yeah. Do I need this or whatever? Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks everyone for joining, and see you later. I'll just like start the red here on Twitch, and yeah, bye everyone.